to help people in Ukraine. Can you talk a little bit about your road trip so far, what it's been like, and representing Ukraine and the Sun Coast as you move around? Tell us where you've been and what it's like so far.
Sure. So we have decided to dedicate this year's tour to raising funds for Ukraine, which we're doing through a nonprofit company called Danube International out of Sarasota, Tampa Bay area. Basically, we have a plan to go starting from Florida all the way through northern states, ending up in Oregon. We're hoping to raise awareness about the war. I know when the war happened, we had to raise awareness that there is a war happening. But now it's been, I think, almost, 6-7 months, and people are starting to forget. But there's still war happening. People are dying every day. So we thought to bring this message with us all over the United States, and give people an opportunity to help Ukrainians in need.
Now, how's it going so far? And tell us about the performances. And he's really talented. And last night, I understand you were in the Providence, Rhode Island area.
That is correct. We were in Providence, Rhode Island, and tonight we were in Boston, Massachusetts. Tomorrow, most likely, we'll be at Salem, Massachusetts still, and then we'll move on. People have been very, very receptive. People come up, some donate, some shake hands, take business cards. So it's going, as far as we're concerned, it's going really, really well.
Now, what's it like to be out on the road trip? You get to see the countryside. You have some peace and tranquility and a nice ride. I know it's a long ride, but tell us about the travel part of it.
Sure. So because our goal is to raise as much money as we can for Ukraine, we decided not to stay in any fancy hotels. So we are kind of camping out. As you see behind me, we have our Hummer camper. So we try to minimize our expenses to nothing, almost just basically moving from one park to another, camping out. So only expenses are some food and gas. But it has been great. It has been actually very rewarding because as you perform, Boris is an amazing saxophone player and a singer, so he performs. And a lot of songs are very moving, like Hallelujah. He was performing yesterday at Providence, and people were crying, people who were around us. So it's somewhat nerve-wracking. It's sad and very emotional. And at the end of the night, we just get to stay in somewhere surrounded by nature. That's it, and just relax and try to get all that sadness away, to disappear into nothing, and and start over the next day.
Now, who came up with the idea to go out on the road and use music as a way to kind of soothe the heart and to fundraise? Who came up with this idea?
We had a brainstorm with people who are involved in the company Danube International. Boris have been touring on and off for the past many years. So we kind of decided that we will try this year to have a mega tour, which will last almost 2 months, and try to raise as much funds as we can, dedicate every dollar to helping Ukraine. And the reason we think that music is one way to get through to people in regards to what's going on is because there were a lot of songs written about the situation that's happening now. For example, how would you explain to somebody that people that have been married and they want to live together and die together, they might not have that chance anymore. So when you play a song like Dance Me to the End of Love, that kind of gets the point across. People right now don't have that security. They will not possibly grow old together, but they will stay with each other until one of them is gone. So dance me to the end of love. So Hallelujah is another song that, Boris plays. It comes from the heart, and people understand. They cry, and they sometimes, come to you and give you a hug, and it's just very empowering.
Now, with the proceeds, what are some of the things you'd like to do, and how can you help people? And what are some of the ways in which you want to help people? And are they in Ukraine? Are they in Poland? Are they on the Sun Coast? Where are the people that you're going to help?
So in Ukraine, we have been working with a number of nonprofit charitable organizations that have been existed for many years, and they have been checked back and forth. These organizations, there are only a few of them that we are working with in city of Odessa, at Dnipro and Kiev, where every dollar that you send goes to people in need. For example, in Odessa, a lot of refugees from the cities around come to Odessa, mainly women and children, because men are at war. So the city needs to feed all of them. And this is during the times when industry is practically gone. So basically we're sending some money to Odessa, to that organization, and they're sending us actual receipts, how much milk was bought, how much children's formula. If anything goes to the local hospitals, for example, we just donated money to a woman that is battling breast cancer, and she was not able to get her surgery up until now because the hospitals were closed. Although, with cancer, especially breast cancer, the sooner the surgery takes place, the more chances of recovery there is. So we just sent her some money. So that's in Ukraine. In regards to United States, a lot of refugees have come to our own neighborhoods. We have a lot of Ukrainian refugees in Venice and Sarasota, Newport, and so forth. And yes, they are eligible for help from the government, things like Medicaid and cash assistance, food stamps. The problem is that there's not enough information that telling them how to obtain those benefits. Somebody needs to help them. There are organizations that help, but they don't take in everybody. And also, you have to know about those organizations. So what we do is we do some case management. We do a lot of editorials. We do support groups for women, refugees that are here now locally among us, as well as if they need any financial help. I mean, for example, they don't even get $400 a month. Work authorization for them to receive might take 10 months. It's been faster nowadays, but still 2, 3, 4 months, they're not able to work. And who can survive at $400 a month? You can't even pay half a rent nowadays with that money. So things like this, we've been helping in our community, Ukrainian refugees.
Now, how satisfying is it for you personally to know that you're helping Ukrainians in a time of need, and you're helping human beings in a time where they're going through a situation where they're losing everything because of the Russian invasion?
I mean, I couldn't imagine it any other way. I had a business. We had actually a few businesses. Everything was going well. And when the war happened, I felt like I had no choice. I had to do this. I just wouldn't be able to live with myself otherwise. I have to help one way or the other. Although, I left Ukraine, Republic of Ukraine at the time, Soviet Union, over 30 years ago. And I worked here as a social worker. So that piece of me, I mean, it always stays with you. You want to help people. You need to help people. Otherwise, life is not worth living otherwise.
And here on the Sun Coast, there's a strong Ukrainian group of people. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Sure. There is strong Ukrainian community in the area, and the only difficulty is it is not located in one, let's say, a region or one city or one part of the city, and you still need a car to go to Ukrainian church, or to come to Ukrainian meetings and so forth. What we have been trying to do to unite the Ukrainian community, also as a part of our organization, Danube International, is that we are trying to organize events. Ukrainian events, Ukrainian celebrations, where Ukrainians who live here for a while, they can purchase tickets, but all the refugees that have come here since April, March, and up until now, they come for free. Basically, we prepare food and we eat and we support each other. We talk around tables, and that's what we do. So yes, there are a lot of Ukrainians, strong Ukrainian community helping newcomers. But they don't have a car. How would they get there? So with us, we try to organize volunteers that will drive those refugees to the events. Yeah.
Now, as far as the monies that you're going to raise, is there a certain amount that you want to raise? Like, hey, we want to raise $10 million or $10. Is there a price figure on a goal that you have to raise money, or is it just whatever we can get? How does that work?
Yeah. So basically, I would love to say we would like to raise $200,000, but realistically, it's possible. Everything is possible, but less likely. So I do not tell myself we have a certain goal, because it's all in God's hands. What can I say? But if we were able to raise about $200,000 to $300,000, it would have been great. Our biggest goal would be to open a central location, a little office where we can have those support groups. We can have maybe food that we can send to Ukrainian refugees. That we can do our Zoom sessions, educational sessions. I mean, it's just so getting an office and then being able to directly help the refugees would be amazing.
Would you put an office in Sarasota or Bradenton or Venice, or where would you like to put an office in an ideal, perfect situation?
I think Sarasota would be a great area. There is an organization called Jewish Family Services in the Clearwater area, and they did receive grant money that helps Ukrainian refugees strongly in that area. So yes, and people from Tampa and St. Pete and Clearwater travel over there. I think there is less help available in Sarasota area, more travel time involved. So yes, it would be amazing if we can have something in Sarasota area, and then we can cover definitely Northport and Venice and so forth. We have a lot of energetic people like Ilona Grinava that working with us, and we definitely distance would not be an issue for us.
Now, as far as your road trip, are you traveling at night or by day, or is every day just a day-by-day basis? Like, how does it work?
So depending on the city, we try to start when it's light, maybe around 4 or 5, on weekend a little bit earlier. And with a saxophone, it's to me it's a very difficult instrument. So when you play saxophone, you have to push it against your teeth. So to me, I think it becomes very bothersome after a certain period of time. The same with guitar. You use your hands a lot, your hands get tired. So Boris plays and while he can physically, and then when he's done, then we wrap up and then go to a campsite. So that's the plan so far.
So it's kind of an adventure. It's a good purpose, but it's also a memorable experience. Would you say that?
Yes, 100%, very memorable. And I'm very happy that I'm lucky that my life at this time allows me to do this, to fully give 2 months to this project and do some good. So for sure, but definitely an adventure. I mean, my gosh, sleeping in the park with spiders, so big adventure, and snakes, for me at least.
For the people here on the Sun Coast that watch ABC 7 News and they find out about your journey and the road trip for music, Is there a website, or how can they reach out to you if they want to help you try to get an office or try to get supplies to people, or help some of the citizens here on the Sun Coast who have been displaced, or even help people back in Ukraine?
Sure. They can always reach out through the website, and our website is www.danubeinternationalcompany.org. My contact phone number, direct number is 727-644-4839. If you do reach out by phone, please either leave a message or text, because not all the parks have great internet. I will get back to you as soon as we get to civilization the next morning. Yeah, so anything goes right now. Also, as you know, there's only small window until the end of September until Ukrainian refugees can come to the United States. As far as we know, for now, that would be it. So if anybody wants to be a sponsor, that would be a great help as well, to help bring few more families back here. Also, it doesn't have to be an individual. It can be a church. It can be an organization, as long as there's certain income that you can show. And it's not as scary as it sounds. Sponsoring somebody, this is a very different sponsorship form, where it seems like the sponsor does not have any legal obligations. It never stood in court, legal or financial. So yeah, if anybody is interested, please reach out. If you have any ideas how we can help Ukrainian refugees, please reach out. You have my phone number.
Now, what was the first city you guys stopped in and performed in? And then take us through some of the places. Will you go to Denver? Will you go to Portland? Will you go to Salt Lake City? Where will you go as you go out west?
Sure. So the first city was actually in Florida. It was St. Augustine. And then we went to Brunswick, we went to Savannah, we went to Helen, Georgia, kept on going, Asheville. Sometimes we stay for 2 nights in one city. So we are here in Boston, Massachusetts, and Salem tomorrow. We are going to Kansas. We are going to St. Louis, to name a few cities. We are going to Portland, and somewhere else in Oregon. I don't remember. But I think what I will do, I will post the list of all the cities on our website, which I haven't done yet. But yes, it's just some of them that, that Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, there are a couple of cities that we will be there as well. It has, I don't remember the names, very unusual names. So, but yeah, definitely a couple of places in Wisconsin too.
Are you going to Milwaukee or Green Bay or Kenosha or Oshkosh or Madison?
Not there, not yet. What we're trying to do, if we make if we move certain direction, we're trying to see if there is an organization or a venue or a private citizen that want to have a fundraiser. And then we base, for example, like in Boston, the first time we performed last week, we had somebody who wanted to do a fundraiser for Ukraine. So with that one fundraiser, we were able to raise $2,500, I think, or 3,000, something along those lines. But it was, that one fundraiser. That's why we are in this area now. Wisconsin, the same thing. We have somebody who wants to do actual fundraiser as an event. So, and then we'll hit like small cities all around it. So that's why, if somebody calls and says tomorrow, hey, we want to do a fundraiser in Nashville or anywhere, we'll definitely go and move our trip that way as well.
Awesome. Okay, well, what I will do is stay in touch with you, and I will continue to follow you on your road trip as you move around. How about that?
James, thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you for standing for Ukraine. Your news channel have been amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Stay safe out there. Enjoy yourself. And we'll see you soon. And we will see you tonight on ABC 7. Is there anything else you want to tell everybody here on the Sun Coast?
I I just want to say that no donation is small enough, and I don't mean financial. If you have time to donate, for example, I have a woman in Tampa now that called me yesterday, and I'm still working while I'm doing this, and she needs somebody to take her to Gulf Coast Jewish Family Services from Tampa to Clearwater, that back during certain times, so they can help her with documents. She's 73 years old. She doesn't speak English very well, so I'm looking for somebody who can volunteer just to drive her there and back. So yes, if you want to volunteer, if you want to donate, if you have things that you want to donate, any ideas, I mean, anything, we will take anything that you're willing to give. And thank you so much for standing with Ukraine.
Thank you so much. You have a great trip. Stay safe out there. Enjoy that good music, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.